Welcome back to Almost Live at Streaming Media West 2015. Today with me I've got Dave Kirk, who's VP of Product Marketing for a company that makes small encoders and large encoders. So Dave, tell us about the company.
The company started about 12 years ago. We started with very simple capture modules, and we built up the company from there. So we started with a VGA to USB 2 product that really just was bringing in VGA, bringing it into USB and capturing in a laptop, stream and record it. It wasn't really streaming back then, it was more sharing across a network, not formal streaming, but there was the capability to kind of remotely see these devices. And that's where the company started. And then from there we developed more sophisticated products that were doing recording and streaming and live production and that sort of stuff.
So fast forward to now, you've got a really small unit in your hand.
Yeah, so this little unit is one of our latest ones. We just announced this a couple weeks ago. It's called the AVIO SDI. And the whole idea here is you got an SDI port on one side, USB on the other.
USB 3 super speed,
it is USB 3, yep. So you connect your SDI device here. It could be a mixer, it could be a camera, whatever. You're bringing that in, and then over USB into your laptop, you get uncompressed, beautiful data that you can use with any third-party software. So if you're using something like Wirecast or Adobe FLME to do your streaming right from your laptop, then these little modules just help you to bring in those high quality sources.
And is it 3G SDI or 6G?
It is. This one's 3G, so 3G, it'll do 1080p 60.
Okay, great.
Great.
Obviously, I'm assuming it doesn't do any compression, so if it's 422 through from the SDI, it'll continue through that way directly into the computer.
Exactly.
Okay, fantastic. And then you brought a bit bigger unit called...
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we started with these little guys, and then eventually we moved into full sort of recording and streaming systems. These are meant to connect into a laptop, and then you're running software on that. Effectively, this is the laptop, the grabbers, the software, everything all sort of mixed into one little tidy box. And so the idea is it's a nice portable system. You just come in, you can plug in your inputs here. We got SDI ports, HDMI ports, VGA ports, and analog.
And how many total inputs can somebody use?
So you can do 4 HD streams at a time. And you can bring those in and mix them, and you create these custom layouts so you can have 3 sources, 2 sources, and then you can switch between those in a live production scenario. So it allows you to do a little bit of live switching, streaming and recording at the same time. And you can record your ISOs on the cameras or stuff that's coming in, as well as your program out. So it's a handy little box.
And kind of ballpark price between the AVIO that you have there?
Yeah, well this one's $380 US. This one is $48.75.
Okay, so just under $5,000.
Just under
for
$5K.
This. And this comes with a shipping case and a power supply. It's actually a very cute little unit, very self-contained. These, do you have an HDMI version of it, or is just the SDI version?
Yeah, we do. We've got actually a whole line of these grabbers, but in the AVIO side, which is our UVC-based one, where you don't need any drivers, you just plug it into any machine. We've got an HDMI version, which can take in HDMI, DVI, or VGA, and then we've got the SDI version as a
And then do people who buy one of these need some form of certification to know that it works with Wirecast or works with some other piece of encoding software?
Yeah, there's not any formal certification, but we do list technology partners on our website, and certainly Telestream is one of them, vMix is another. So there are a bunch of different companies that we've tested with, and they've tested our stuff, and we continue to do that. Because it's using UVC drivers, it should work with just about anything. So whether it's Skype or GoToMeeting or one of these live streaming applications, if it should just present whatever you plug in here to the software as a webcam.
And as a matter of fact, here in the booth, we're using 2 of these plugged in by USB into a laptop to Wirecast so that we can do a recording. We have the cameras recording themselves independently, and then we, of course, have the laptop itself recording a mix down, which is a really nice feature using Wirecast. So what other products do you all have, or are these the primary products?
These are kind of the more, this is an example of the line of product. We've got a whole range of different grabbers that we have. Some are PCIe based, some are USB 3 based. And then on the recording and streaming side, we've got a little brother to the Pearl that's just a single stream. Pearl's meant to do 4 inputs and output 4 streams and all that.
In video mix, where the other one would be just
little brother's just kind of a simple, set up a picture-in-picture, stream it out live and record it. And then we've got a big brother to the Pearl, which is, we call the VGA Grid, which is a 4U rack mount server size one with a whole lot more inputs. but the same kind of functionality.
So with the server version, the 4U, does that have an external control that somebody uses to actually do the switching back and forth between?
It's all web-based, so there's a web UI built into the product, and so
Okay.
you can just connect over Ethernet using any browser. Come in and you just get a web UI, allows you to do all the setup and configuration and switching.
Great. And what's one thing that you would want Streaming Media West attendees or those watching this to actually know about the company?
I'd say the company's growing very, very quickly. So we're not as well known as some of the bigger names that have been in the recording that come from the broadcast side of things. We come more from the industrial side of things. So we started with we serve a lot of different verticals, whether it's medical, education, live production, industrial. So we've kind of served a lot of those individual verticals, and the one that's growing fastest for us right now is the live production space and live streaming. And so that's going to be a huge market for us going forward.
So once again, this has been Dave Kirk, and he's the VP of Product Marketing at Epiphan. We appreciate your time, and Dave, I think these are really interesting products. Product size is great, especially for the AVIO. The Pearl looks fantastic, and we'd love to try one of those out at some point and do a product review on it.
Great. Well, we'll get you set up.
Great. Once again, almost live, Streaming Media West.